What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darian's Competitive Pokemon, rolling a game on PTCGO with Gardevoir GX. This is the same Gardevoir GX list, Pablo Mesa's regional winning list that I just recently detailed on the competitive channel here a couple days ago. So you all can check that out. It's pretty standard at this point. I think a lot of the competitive players are playing the Sylveon version of this deck, but in that deck profile, I do talk about some other versions that players are considering still. I have heard some musings about a Max Potion version, maybe with Vulpix instead, just to free up some space. So, you know, other players are considering other options. I mean, Gardevoir GX is looking like it is the best deck in standard format, pretty much ubiquitously. Everybody thinks this. So I'm going to be interested to see what decks actually crop up at the London International Championships here this upcoming weekend, or I guess at the time of the posting of this video, could be literally right now. This starting hand is fire. I love this thing. Looks like I am playing against Decidueye here. This is typically a pretty rough matchup for Gardevoir. So, but as I said, I think that Gardevoir GX just has a huge target on its back right now. I think it is the best deck in standard format, and I think the players know this. So they're going to be poking around looking for decks that have good Gardevoir matchups. Decidueye is one of them. Unfortunately for Decidueye, the other two top decks in standard format, Volcanion and Gardevoir, both give it fits, give it a bad time. So finding a way to get Decidueye to go even with those other decks while still maintaining a good Gardevoir GX matchup is going to be very tough. So, you know, I don't really know if it's even possible, to be honest. But at the very least, Decidueye does have a good Gardevoir GX matchup. You could easily go into a regional championship and say, you know, you might even play like 6 or 7 Gardevoir GX decks. Like, it's that popular right now. So, you know, I think at the international championships, there's a pretty decent shot of that happening. My opponent here has got a great start as well. I mean, the Lele for the Bridget turn 1, Floatstone into a Vulpix. That's pretty much all you want. I am going to be able to get my own Bridget here, unless I prize 2, which I didn't. I do have my Acerola in there, so that is good to know. Against Decidueye decks, I mentioned this in the deck profile that I did. Against Decidueye decks, actually, oh my, we prized 3 Ralts, everybody. How did we manage to do that? Oh my gosh, the horror. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, this is fine. You know, my opponent's going to be like, what in the world is you doing with, with that 1 Ralts? This is fine. All right, anyways, I think against the Decidueye decks, you know, obviously Max Potion is just going to be way better than, let's get our Octillery. I'm just going to go get a Guardy and just say, like, you know what? I just need to do as much damage as I can as quickly as I can. And maybe I could just rare candy that thing. But I'm not going to attack with it, let's be honest. So I'll get the Curlia. And then let's just get ourselves a Parallel City. And maybe we can plea. Maybe I could get actually the Parallel. Yeah, maybe let's do like Curlia, Parallel City, and DCE. And we're just going to plan on pleaing my opponent here. So I think that might be the best call, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to try. We're at least going to go in with Fairy Wind and try to dig a couple of these Ralts out of here. So that's at least what we are going to do. At the very least. Maybe potentially should not have gotten this Eevee here, but I felt like I kind of needed something. Oh, lordy. My opponent has got that Ninetales in the act. This is looking pretty similar to the list that I played at the regional championship. So I wonder how similar it is. Ooh, my opponent gets a turn 2 Decidueye. Talk about some fire. That is pretty impressive. Very cool. They got the double colorless. Man, they are applying some pressure here with this Ninetales. I can go ahead and lift that up. Oh, they are going straight for my Ralts too. Uncool. Uncool. All right, I am going to evolve that there. Then I am going to attach the double colorless energy. I'm going to Parallel City my opponent. Yep, to 3. And I think I am just going to have to plea, unfortunately. And I cannot believe that I prized that many things. Oh, geez. I don't necessarily want to just end my opponent, though, because that would give them more cards in their hand. I think there's not really a point in me Sycamoring right now either, but I will. I think I will just Sycamore. That's fine. One fairy energy, you know, one N. That's okay. And then next turn, I mean, I got Ultra Ball, DCE. Okay, Sycamore again. We'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and just play GX. I could evolve this into Gallade and knock out this Ninetales, but this is just what we're going to do for now. All right. Let's go ahead, knock the thing out. I could have evolved into the, you know, Octillery here, drawn a little more cards, but I want to save the Ultra Ball, see if I can't get something else. Maybe I could Ultra Ball for a Guzma, you know, get a Tapu Lele, grab a Guzma, something like that. I could Guzma up a Ralts to take that knockout that way. You know, I do slow my opponent down here a little bit, but I need to figure out a way to start taking prizes because apparently all my Ralts are in my prizes. So like, you know, I can't just go about fairy winding this whole game. I did limit my opponent though, and now they just have to beacon. So the ball's kind of in my court. They didn't have an answer. They are going to get 2 Dartrix, so that is super good for me. I have the Guardy, so that's good as well. Okay, things are starting to buff out a little bit. I'm not, you know, totally disappointed with how this is going. I can Ultra Ball away, let's see, Floatstone and the Curlia. So you can see here that, you know, going for that N would have been a mistake. Really refreshing my opponent's hand, giving them more options to hit rare candies, things like that, would have been really bad. Let's just attach all these cards and go for, I think let's just Abyssal Hand and see if we just happen to hit a Guzma. And if I hit a Guzma, then we're good. I did not hit one naturally. However, I can Lele for one. And I think at this point, it could be worth it to Lele for one. But I really want to save that bench space as well for like a for something better like a Ralts. So maybe I'll Ultra Ball here. I'm going to probably end up Sycamoring, so I'll just go ahead and get this Sylveon. And I think I probably will Sycamore and just Fairy Wind the active. And the reason I'm going to Sycamore here is because I'm trying to draw into Guzmas. I know my opponent has got 2 Dartrix next turn, so I'm not really worried about that. Let's just Sycamore. And I need to be able to have some Guzmas if I want to do anything. So let's just, let's Fairy Secret Spring here. We're building up a big Gardevoir GX in case my opponent gets anything crazy going. And I just need to be able to Guzma around. Let's just Fairy Wind. Need to be able to Guzma around this Ninetales. If the Ninetales starts plugging away at me, we did get a Ralts. So this is good. That means that I can get that Gallade into play to deal with this Alolan Ninetales. My opponent goes to Dartrix, then I can Guzma one up next turn, take care of it while also putting a Ralts down on my bench, just giving me an option for next turn. I do like that. My opponent is going in with the Aura Beam this turn, so that is a little stressful. I do not have an answer to that right now, but that's fine. We needed to take care of the fact that I had no Ralts. So let's, we don't have a free retreater on the bench, so let's retreat into Octillery, Guzma up one of these Dartrix here, and let's just go ahead and Fairy Wind that. I don't necessarily want to Ultra Ball away any of these things yet to Abyssal Hand just because I've got like all good stuff in my hand. So I just need to Fairy Wind one more time. Hopefully this Parallel City can stick and just continue to just make my opponent's life miserable. And eventually, if they take out this Sylveon, that's fine because it just gives me more bench space for Gardevoir GX. So I know my opponent at the very least is going to be getting 1 Decidueye into play. It looks like they were able to rip the rare candy. I don't think this is a supporter. Nope, they got 2 Decidueyes. They've got no hand. So they can knock out my Sylveon this turn if they want to, but it looks like they are probably making the very intelligent decision to just go all in on this Ralts. So I do respect that. I am going to need, let's see, I can Guzma something out. However, I am going to need to rare candy this into a Gallade right now. So I am going to need to do that. My opponent has got a 0-card hand, so this is important. I could Guzma up this Rowlet here. I could Guzma up a Decidueye, and I think I probably will Guzma up a Decidueye and just hit into it instead of trying to just like burn all these cards in my hand. So Oh, geez, I messed this one up. Oh, geez. Okay. I was supposed to retreat first, so this is a little annoying. But no, that's fine, actually, because I'll just attack with my Gardevoir GX. It actually does more damage, so this is fine. I will Guzma up a Decidueye. My opponent's got a 0-card hand, so the odds of them being able to draw out of it are not super great. And I think I will Ultra Ball just to see if I get, you know, some more cards off of this Abyssal. I can afford to Ultra Ball the Guardy and that. And then I'm just going to let that sit. Fail, will Premonition, see what my top 5 cards are. I do get a DCE, and let's see, so let's get the Rainbow, the DCE, another Guzma, not the Rainbow, the Fairy, excuse me, just like that, in that order. Cool. So I stack the deck a little bit, very neat. I'm going to get to draw into the things that I want, Abyssal Hand, and let's see here. We've got ourselves a double colorless energy, a Secret Spring, one more, and get a fairy energy on there. At this point, we just, you know, we're doing a lot of damage. That's pretty cool. And let's just go ahead and Infinite Force and hope that, you know, my opponent can't retreat out of it. Maybe that was a little irresponsible. Maybe I should have gripped that DCE, you know, for one more turn, just in case that I wanted. If they do happen to get out of there, you know, if they double Feather Arrow the Sylveon, knock it out, grab something off their prizes, and then can get this Decidueye out of the active. I'm a little bit, you know, in a bad spot if they are able to do that. That would be frustrating. I kind of have to cross my fingers and hope that they draw some dud cards off of that. I do want to have just a lot of energy on one Gardevoir GX right now. That's the only play I have, is just to be able to knock out Decidueyes in one hit. Like, I need to be able to pull that off. So I did get the Guzma back, so that's fine. However, my opponent is just like putting on a lot of pressure with this Alolan Ninetales. I do have to take care of it, but fortunately for me, they can't really afford to take care of both of these right now, and they're both threatening my opponent. Because I was able to stack. Why did they put that Rainbow on the damaged one? That is a little bit interesting. I think I want to knock out the clean Decidueye, though, if I can. So I think that that is probably the play. And the drawing the Ralts there is also super clutch. That is really, really good. So let's go ahead. Field Blower both these. Done. And then this is tough. I can't, since I don't have any free retreat on my board, I can't just Guzma up this clean Decidueye and knock it out. I have to Abyssal, see if I draw anything, see if I draw a Floatstone or something. So I think I just have to Abyssal first, and then I could Guzma retreat and knock out the Decidueye with the Rainbow on it. So let's just Abyssal, see if I hit a Floatstone or something. Maybe both my Floatstones are down. I don't really actually know. Yep, both my Floatstones are down, so that's fine. Let's just go ahead then and Guzma up the Decidueye, and we will promote the Ralts and just retreat it for one. Yep, we'll just promote the Ralts. And we'll retreat that thing, and then let's just go up with this Gardevoir GX, and we're just going to knock out that Decidueye, slow things down a little bit. So now my opponent, I need to take 2 more prizes. I mean, at this point, if they do not take care of this Gardevoir this turn, you know, I could potentially Guzma. All 3 Guzmas are down. Oh boy. So maybe I need to, at this point, just go for the Twilight GX. Maybe I need to throw things back in. My opponent is going to be able to, you know, hit this thing for 110, and they're knocking it out, actually. So they are knocking it out. Oh, geez. They're doing 110, they're doing 130 total. That is really brutal. Yikes. So they are doing just enough to take care of my Gardevoir GX. They got the Latios out too. Insult to injury. This is just super rough for me. I can come up and knock out that Ninetales with the Gallade next turn if I'm able to hit a double colorless, which is really good. I have 1 double colorless left in deck, but things are looking a little rough otherwise. So I forgot to premonition. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I forgot to premonition before I Abyssal last turn, so I do at least realize that. I apologize for the whiff there. Let's go ahead and move on, though. See if we could close this game out. Yikes. All right. What do I need? I have 3 Rare Candy down. My 4th one's in my hand. If I want to evolve, I have 1 more Gardevoir GX available to me. My Super Rod is down. So I also am going to need to grab my, let's see, I'm going to need to grab, I could do it with Sycamore here. I don't really need these ends too much. They're not really doing too much for me at this point. I think I do need to bench the Ralts. Maybe I N and then will Premonition and then try to draw into my final DC unless it's prize. So let's just do that. Let's go ahead and N. Yep, that's fine. End myself to 2. And then, you know, we'll see what this Premonition looks like. And we get to draw 3 cards. So let's see here. All right, we have 2 Fairy Energies, but neither of them are DC. So that is bad. All right, every turn that we give my opponent at this point is just bad news. I mean, to be honest, I don't even really know if my... yikes, and they're going to do 80 more damage. Oh, geez, they could do 60 with the... This is bad. This is bad. I don't think that I can close this game out. Yikes. Booty. All right, so let's see. Show the playmat. I could go ahead, get the rare candy. Rare candy. Oh, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah, we need to get those 3. All right, we're not lost. We're not lost. Okay, there's another way to do this. I didn't realize the Guardy was in my hand. So I can rare candy Guardy, 2 Fairy Energies onto the Glade, knock it out. Let's go. All right, Abyssal Hand. Come on now. Give me all that. Rare candy into Gardevoir GX. All right, and then what's our Fairy Energy situation? Oh my gosh, this is bad. 5, 6, 7. That means I have 1 Fairy Energy left in deck. Ugh. All right, Secret Spring. Let's do that. And we just have to take the knockout here and hope that we can pull this game out. I don't have Guzma or anything else. My opponent is looking like they're going to do, what, 80 damage to me here, so they don't quite knock me out. If they could get another Decidueye into play, they are going to do 100. They do get another Decidueye into play, so they could do 60, 100, knock me out. They need to take 2 prizes. Oh my gosh. But they can't leave this Latios active or I am going to be able to win the game. So they're in a tough situation. What are they going to do? They can knock out this Ralts while doing 60 damage to the Glade. I don't think that they have to not promote the Latios. They have to promote a Decidueye, I think, and they have to use the Latios later, or else I'm just going to Sensitive Blade for game. So they are in a really... Oh no, they can Lagoon Flight. I did not see that coming. Okay, so they can Lagoon Flight, knock out this, and basically they put me on a 1-turn timer. They're knocking out the Glade. I have to just draw a Fairy Energy and what, 3, 6, 9, 12. I just need to draw my 1 Fairy Energy that should be left in deck in order to win this game here. So let's see what we got. I mean, this is it. This is an extremely close game. Talk about crazy plays. All right. Do I end myself to 1? I think I do end myself to 1 and then Abyssal these cards all left. Yeah. Yes, I think that is the play. So let's end us both to 1. Yep. And then I can't play the Field Blower. I just have to Abyssal and hope that I get it. So let's see. Do I have it? Is it prized? I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I would have been better off promoting the Tapu Lele. Are you kidding me? Was it the last card in my deck or is it prized? Let me see. Oh my gosh, the Sycamore. Oh no, it was prized the whole time. I should have promoted the Lele. I would have had game. Oh my goodness. What a bust. All right, so learn from my mistakes, guys. Please check your prizes. I mean, that would have been the game-winning call there if I just promoted the Tapu Lele instead. Could have knocked this thing out and we would have had it, but I've got no way to retreat. So good game to my opponents. Well played. This is a good matchup for Decidueye. Very rough for Gardevoir, especially since I prized 3 Ralts. Can't believe I marched all the way back and then just promoted the wrong thing. I didn't realize that I had the DC left instead of the Fairy. So anyways, that's my fault. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think of these decks and this matchup going forward. You know, thank you all for watching. Sorry for the misplay there. I could have had it. Ugh. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the videos and subscribe to the channel. All right. Peace out.